What if I told you that the beautiful, expensive website you poured your heart and soul into is actually on its way to becoming obsolete? Yeah, I know. Today, we're diving into this massive shift happening right under our noses, the move away from searching for businesses to just getting direct answers.
So let's just jump right in with a pretty provocative question. Is the very tool you've spent all that time and money on, your website, now your biggest liability? I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, right? But the way customers find you has fundamentally changed, and honestly, a lot of businesses are being left in the dust.
Okay, get ready for this number. Of the 43 billion websites out there on the internet, a staggering 96% of them have never been opened from an online search. Let that sink in. That means only 4% ever get a single click. The vast majority of websites are just digital ghosts. And that brings us to the core of the problem. You see, the old rules of the game, SEO, keywords, just having a website, they're quickly becoming obsolete. A new kind of search is taking over, and believe me, it plays by a completely different set of rules. Here's the real game changer. When a customer asks an AI assistant like Gemini or Copilot a question, they don't get a list of websites to click on. Nope. They get a single direct answer. The AI completely bypasses that traditional search results page we're all so used to. So, if websites aren't the key anymore, then what is? Well, check this out. It turns out over half of all local sales, we're talking 56%, come from free online listings, not from paid ads. This makes your optimized business profile, that thing you can set up for free, the most powerful and cost-effective sales engine you have. It's kind of mind-blowing.
Okay, so this leads us to a whole new way of thinking. We have to stop thinking of our website as the digital front door. The new front door is the answer itself.
Think about how it used to work. The old way was, well, it was messy, right? You'd type in some keywords, get a long list of blue links, and then you'd have to hunt and click around to find what you were looking for. The new way? It's just so simple. You ask a full question and you get an answer. That's it. No browsing, no clicking, just the information you need instantly. And all of this leads to a pretty stark new reality. It's no longer enough to just be on the list of search results. In this new world of AI search, if your business isn't positioned to be the direct, definitive answer to a customer's question, well, you're basically invisible. You just don't exist to them.
So the big question is, how do you become the answer? And here's the good news. It's not about luck. It requires a proactive strategy, something we call engineering discovery. This is all about intentionally building your online presence so that these AI search engines can't help but find you and see you as the best choice.
And look, the strategy can be broken down into two really simple but super powerful steps. First, go local. This just means deeply optimizing your Google business profile and other local directories with rich, accurate, up-to-date information. Second, be the answer. And you do this by creating specific content that directly answers the questions your potential customers are actually asking.
And this is what engineering discovery really means. It's not about finding some secret trick or loophole. It's a methodical process. It's about structuring all your business's data, your history, your services, your expertise, in such a clear and layered way that an AI looks at it and goes, yep, that's the one. That's the most authoritative and relevant answer.
Okay, I know this might all sound a bit abstract, so let's look at a real-world example of a business that put this exact strategy into practice and is now, frankly, dominating AI search in their field.
Now look at this. This isn't just a string of keywords like kennels South Africa. This is the exact natural language question a real customer would ask their AI assistant. And notice the specific details they're looking for. Oldest, most trusted, knowledge, and unbeatable value for money. They're not just looking for a service, they're looking for a guarantee.
And here it is. This is the answer that both Google's AI and Microsoft's AI gave. Not a list of options, not a bunch of websites to check out, just one definitive business, waterfall kennels and cattery. And look at how the AI built its case. It pulled these structured data points like established 1959 and third-generation family-owned to prove trust and authority. It directly answered every part of the user's question. So, how on earth did they do it? It was a layered strategy. Of course, they built up their authority with comprehensive directory listings and made sure everything worked perfectly on mobile. But the secret sauce? The real key was creating what's called an AI site.
Now, this is a website designed specifically not for humans to browse, but for an AI to read. It's structured with pages that directly answer every possible customer question you can think of, basically spoon-feeding the AI exactly what it needs to see them as the only answer.
This example is so powerful because it shows that any business, even one that's been around for over 65 years, can adapt and totally win in this new landscape. So, the question for you isn't if you need to adapt, it's how quickly you can do it before your competition figures it out.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. The next time a customer pulls out their phone and asks for the best, the most trusted, or the most reliable service in your area, will your business be the answer?